for some inexplicable reason, we've been talking about Metallica's Load and Reload. I have no idea why. I learned a few things. Hey, everyone. For a Friday night, what are you listening to? Once again, I find myself
surrounded by Canadians.
Portal with 3 Canadians. What I could not ask for anything better than that of a Friday night.
Friday the 13th.
Exactly. The stars are aligned.
Yeah.
Is it the 13th in Japan too?
Oh, we've already had that. It's been done.
So that's the reload to the load.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
You're loading. I'm reloading.
Nice.
Simultaneously. Let me introduce who is here. Everyone knows who's here. Zach's back. Graham's back. And Matt, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I just noticed you guys have cool things under your names.
It's not necessary.
Yeah. No, see, this is what gets Matt's brain.
It's not a requirement.
Moving.
It's optional. Optional extra.
His underneath will be like CEO of Dell Enterprises.
The Dell Boots Corporation.
Dell Boots. Why don't you show the people at home your Dell Boots?
Look at what I'm Beautiful. For anyone who's like,
that's the Jack Shack machine,
right? Anyone who's kind of stumbled across us on YouTube
stay on
now,
page.
What we do, we've each got 5 records we're excited to talk about. I don't know what anyone's going to talk about. They don't know what I'm going to talk about. We're going to have a great time nerding out about 20 records. That's going to be a blast. I can see the blue light is flashing.
That's not good.
Which means that, look at that. The chat is already blown up.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! There's a chat.
Yeah. The chat's like, they're like, why is his boots attached to his testicles?
There you go.
Is that in the chat? Oh shit!
Yeah.
I can bring up the chat. I can bring up the chat.
Okay, so far the show is going pretty good.
Pretty technically sound.
Technically sound. I think we got this one.
Somebody said this better be good. I'm in a blizzard right now, hoping this can warm me up. So
how can it like not be good? It's like
that's kind of what that's all I've been thinking.
Hey,
I also don't feel threatened by that.
All you cats in the chat, make yourself known. Put the chat amongst the pigeons, if you would.
Nice.
Right. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's good to see that the advertising has blanketed the.
Yes, exactly.
You really stepped it up this time, I think.
We're almost reaching Patrick the Pack Rat.
Oh, I don't know if you can. You got a Patreon going?
I'll be on a jet plane heading your way sometime soon.
All right. Well, I'm going to show you Dodge City in my record collection.
All right.
Is that like the Kazaa files?
No, not the Kazaa files.
All right. Enough of this. Let's get down to the business of the evening, which is talking about a bunch of great records. But before I do that, not to sort of break the solemn mood, I got to pay tribute to a fallen brother.
Oh.
My brother Gaba from Chaos UK passed away. It's been a rough week. We all miss him. We love him. I'm not gonna talk about any Chaos UK records, or FUK records, or computer records. He'd probably hate it. He hated social media. He wouldn't like us talking about him, I'm sure. But
well, I don't know. His LinkedIn account was pretty good. And Matt's gone.
Awesome.
So
see, that's how you know. That's how you know Gaba was there, because he's trying to pull the technology out of Matt's hands and send him
was that only me?
Darkness. Yeah.
I thought everyone got disconnected.
Everyone's got some good Gaba stories, but just rest in peace to Gaba. It was a bit of a shock this week.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, mate. All right, I got a couple of questions for you. I know the answers, but let's see if anyone else knows the answers. Hardcore punk with just drums, bass, and vocals. Has it been done? Can you think of anybody who's done that before?
Like that have done it good?
I've done it. Just done it. Done it is enough. Done it is enough.
I don't know. Like
I couldn't think of anybody. I didn't even look it up or anything. I couldn't think of anybody.
Well, I guess the first No Means No is only two guys, right?
There you go.
But I don't know if that's hardcore punk.
There you go.
Sorry, what was the question?
Just bass and drums.
Hardcore punk.
Oh yeah.
Played just on bass, drums, and vocals. I got fucking a great one that kind of like surprised me.
Well, you're gonna surprise me because like when I hear that, I'm like,
it's new, it's Japanese, and I hated it actually when I first heard it, and I'll tell you why I hated it. Let's look at the record. It's Gaido or Deadly Poison. This is the answer. It's fucking ripping, thrashing, slashing Japanese hardcore punk, played by two guys, bassist and a drummer, and it's fucking remarkable how they did it. Like, I know it's like, you know, all these like different fucking tones from the bass, and after like 3 songs you kind of forget that there's no guitar. Obviously there's like no guitar solos. It's like, it's a pretty ambitious thing to do, and it's fucking ambitious to do it on a full-length album. Like, it would normally be the thing you might like find like one song on a flexi compilation, or like, you know, a split single or something, but like a whole, just to come out with a fucking whole album of drum and bass hardcore is pretty wild. And I hated it because they have 2 singers. It's like a big dog, little dog situation, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. The little dog is the guy that sings first, and he's like, I like enthusiasm in hardcore punk vocals, but he sounds a little bit too high, a little bit too excited. Yeah, and it's kind of shocking. It's kind of like, whoa, it's like tone it down a little bit. And so I hated it because of him actually, but I kind of got used to him. And the other guy, the big dog, he's great. He's like a typical like Japanese barker, like Japanese hardcore punk vocalist. But man, you got to give this fucking band like tip of the hat for like doing a full length hardcore punk record that's like pretty fucking great with just like bass. And
are they like, are they short songs or
not even that short? And it's like just
now you're not selling it to me. I'm like a whole minute shorter.
No, I mean, it's not like, you know, 30-second blasts. They're like proper like Japanese hardcore punk songs.
Oh, cool.
With like, yeah, just bass, drums, and like 2 guys singing and shouting. But it's like, I mean, yeah, full marks for like executing something like this. And I think people will dig this because it's kind of something new.
That's cool.
And you're like just a couple guys, couple hound dogs, you know, just singing in the dog pound, you know.
Well, I could see in Graham's face when you said punk drum and bass that his mind went right to WAYLT and his drum and bass career post-Exploited.
Buddy.
See. Yes.
And I was just thinking the whole time, I'm just like, oh man, I got to get my drum and bass career going, or else I've got nothing.
That's next. That's what's next for you.
Yeah.
These guys are cool though, man. They're like,
that's cool.
I don't know if you like. There's a band called Soulcraft who I fucking love. Who are like a traditional, like it's one of the guys from that band is in this band. And they're like kind of like.
I thought they were kind of more just like. I thought they were a little bit more dirgy, kind of.
Soulcraft were kind of more like, you know, Lip Cream, like Nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Kind of
That's
style.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's one of the guys from that band. They're kind of veterans, but yeah. I mean, really, I'm showing this sort of for the A+ for effort. Fucking doing a pretty good hardcore record with just.
That is a tough thing to do.
It's a tough thing to do, and I think they did a really good job. I'm still not keen on the little dog, but like
you're like, little dog, you got to get back to the boneyard.
But full respect to Gaido for doing something kind of new, I guess, because
nobody's cool.
There was a pretty long running band in Vancouver for a while called New Sensei that I don't know if you'd call them hardcore.
Right.
They were definitely like a harder band in terms of like it was, you know, screamy vocals and hard hitting, but also maybe a little on the artier side as well. But then they were just bass and drums, and the drummer actually went on to be Orville Peck.
Right.
So
and they
that's my
but they almost like kind of were like their later stuff was almost way more just sounded like grunge to me, like.
Yeah, like I don't think I'd call them a hardcore band necessarily.
Yeah, they were good. They were.
Yeah, they played with lots of hardcore bands for sure, and they were like, you know, I think like a heavier band, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of remind me of that Royal Crux band. I don't know if they're just a bass thing. I think they have guitar. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess Iron Lung was too. No, but that was guitar.
It's funny though, because I love guitar solos, and then I was like, fuck, I'm not really missing guitar solos, man. They really fucking put a lot of textures like with just the bass. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
I'm a bass man.
As a bass man himself, yeah, he's like, man, just let me have a couple more tracks.
Get out of my way, man.
Bulldozer bass coming through.
All right, that's my first pick. Zach, what's your first pick? What you got?
Okay. That was an official pick. I didn't know that we were on picks yet. I thought you were just.
That was an official pick, yeah.
Okay. I got a good one.
Official pick.
Yeah, we're gonna go 20 appetizers.
I wasn't sure. Okay, I got a good one to kick us off, and I think it's topical. Graeme knows what it is because we were talking about it earlier this week. Fearless Iranians from Hell, and I'll get it out of its sleeve. It's double sleeved, so it's not so shiny. But I felt like a good pick for this week, just given all the insane stuff going on in the world. And I pulled it out and I was like, okay, Fearless Iranians from Hell. That feels like an appropriate pick. And I listened to it because I hadn't listened to it in quite a while. I was like, fuck, this is actually such an insanely good 7-inch. Like,
oh man, Blow Up the Embassy is just like
truly Blow Up the Embassy is one of the most ripping fucking songs ever. It goes so hard. His vocals are absolutely insane. In terms of just like the intensity of the guy's voice, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." I don't know anything about this band, so I'm going to look them up and see what's the story with Fearless Iranians.
The one thing I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard that it was like a side project from like members of Butthole Surfers.
Yeah. So what I read was that there was,
I heard it was
they didn't do interviews, and they used like pseudonyms in the band or whatever. So it's not like super clear who was in the band at what different points that they were doing stuff or whatever, but at least one member was in Butthole Surfers as well.
Yeah, and then that's the only thing that I know about them.
I also learned that the lead singer, after Fearless Iranians from Hell, went on to sing. He became a Rastafarian and had a reggae band, and continues to make reggae music actually.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a transition, but I think it's a really, really awesome 7-inch, and just that. I mean, it's all pretty cool, but that song "Blow Up the Embassy" is just absolute fire in my opinion.
Oh yeah, fucking totally awesome.
The album was a great too.
Yeah, for sure. But that single though is just like one of those just like jammers that I like. For me, sometimes hardcore is just the best in 7-inch form.
Yeah.
And that's like, to me, is like one of the examples where like I have the LPs too. I don't think I ever throw them on because I'm just like my go-to's always been that single.
I got like a German pressing of the album, and it has a 7-inch tacked on to the end. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's great. That's such a banger.
Yeah.
That was definitely an Octopus Inc. Like in Edmonton, there used to be this record store, and that would be like, that's totally where I think I picked that up, and I was definitely one of those like heaters from there for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one, and felt like a good pick for today's episode.
Nice.
All right, well, let's the one I was gonna start with. So I kind of got really into like there's a lot of New Zealand stuff that I love. And I really like Propeller Records as well as Flying Nut. But like Propeller Records, they did like some really amazing comps. Like there's that AK-79 that it was like Auckland. And it was like a compilation of all the punk bands from Auckland in 79. And there was another band they did that I had one of their records of. They were called Blam Blam Blam. And they had this really great song called There's No Depression in New Zealand. And it was just like really, really great. But I didn't realize that in 82, they put out this record.
Look at that.
Which is called
that's good.
Which is called No Tag. And it was like a New Zealand Oi record. And this one was like, this is from Auckland in 82. And it's funny because I mean, obviously fucking check out that fucking pure New Zealand artistry. Fucking heat. Yeah, this is the same guy who designed the Load and Reload cover. And you can tell because he extracted all the human juices. But anyway, this record was like I first heard about it because Radio Raheem, they did a reissue of it in like 2015, and I bought it back then. And luckily, when I was on tour, I found a copy of like an OG, the one on Propeller, and yeah, it's cool. And it's like it's funny because it still has some of that like New Zealand quality. Like the guitars are still, they're not overly distorted because I don't think they actually had those kind of amps at that time. So it was like still really kind of jangly, and like the bass is kind of just going. It still kind of has like, for being like kind of like a tougher record, it still has like a really like kind of fun thing to it. There's only 3 songs. It's a 12-inch, but it is fucking ace. So check out No Tag.
And it's a compilation, or that band is called?
No, that's just the name of the band. Is No Tag.
No Tag, yeah.
And yeah, this record's called Oi Oi Oi, which fucking rules. And yeah, and it was just these guys from my favorite track on this is the first song on the B-side. It's called Mistaken Identity, and it's like, if you know what I'm talking about with like kind of like the New Zealand kind of playfulness, it's kind of in that chorus, even though it's like this fucking hard as nails tune, you know. So anyway, yeah, this No Tag record rips, and
looks
I think and it's definitely one you can get because Radio Raheem reissued it. So I think before that, it used to just only live on just like on YouTube and shit like that. And there's actually a really great video of No Tag playing in Auckland in like 83 or something like that. I think they were like, their like claim to fame was they opened up for Dead Kennedys or something like that when they were there. So I don't know, they chased Hamish around or something like that. From
Graeme, if it's Radio Raheem, I'm assuming it's like fucking like top notch.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I definitely think this like for me, this is definitely one of those like gems from New Zealand, and like finding out like that stuff like this existed in '82 back then is also pretty sick.
Awesome.
Because obviously all the bands that you associate with New Zealand from that era is like more kind of on the indie, kind of just like the jangly kind of pop stuff, which I love too. So
yeah.
I don't know. This is just kind of a funny extension to show that, you know, they got some teeth. New Zealand ain't fucking around.
All right. Nice. All right, Matt, what's your...
Okay, well, maybe I'll shuffle my order here to follow up Graham's, because I got a New Zealand record as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I would say this is when they did get some distortion, because they like definitely fuzzed the fuck out. This is like Peter Gutteridge, who's was in the Chills and in Clean. And I don't know, this is like New Zealand's response to like Jesus and Mary Chain, but it's like somehow like grimier, I find. It still like does kind of have that like fairy tale New Zealand thing. Maybe that's just me putting that on there. I don't think Peter Gutteridge's life was probably not very fairy tale-y. I think he like had some hard times, but it's 4 jammers. They're all great, but I think probably Buddy is like the kind of standout track on that. 1988.
And you know what's great too is Buddy also has like an amazing music video. They made like a video for that song, and it's really fucking cool.
Like
it's like a bunch of like motorbike footage, and it kind of actually reminded me like when Rick's did that music video like just recently. They had like, you know, it kind of reminded me of that, and I was like, I remember messaging Max and being like, have you seen this video from like Snapper? I don't know. Yeah, I think he knew the band. He didn't know that video existed, but I also love that they kind of, with that Snapper, they kind of have like a little bit of there's like some electronic element to it too.
Yeah, for sure. It reminds me of like that what's that fucking pedal that I use once in a while, that Blue Box. It's like everything is just like, I was thinking
about that too.
It's like switched octave, and it's like super kind of oscillating almost, like like they found some old, like the drum machine from like some church organ and then distorted it, and it's like super droney, but it's awesome. It's really good.
That is like and for people who are like completists of Flying Nun, that's like a great like late Flying Nun.
Yeah.
Like 88, you know. 88.
I think their claim to fame is they opened for No Tag.
They did, but then No Tag was like out of it. He was like wimps in the back.
Yeah.
That's a cool little tidbit about No Tag that Ken just put up about they did backing vocals on Bedtime for Democracy.
Well, that is really. I didn't even know that.
Has anyone fact checked that, or is that just what No Tag says?
No Tag has said like they did the all the vocals.
Members of the Kennedy's not on this record.
Well, that's really cool. I'm like actually trying to think of like what the backup vocals are on Bedtime for Democracy. Like,
there's a ton of like.
Is it that little part of the beginning of Do the Slag where it's like, just like it's like, yep, that's that New Zealand No Tag flavor that really made that song fucking pop.
That's a Dead Kennedys record I have not listened to in a very long.
Yeah, me too. Me neither.
I'm trying to like dig into my mind, like what's on Bedtime for Democracy.
Isn't that one that's got like MTV Get Off the Air and like?
No, that's Fucking Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Bedtime for Democracy is like kind of a shitty record.
Yeah,
like, it's got that. It does have that for like that song that's like 45 minutes long called like Chicken Shit Conformist, which is like one of the better songs on the record. But it's like you're like, holy shit, this song does not end.
I don't know if I even own that record at this point.
I think mine has like a big poster in it. It's kind of I actually think the artwork is cool on that one, but I don't know. That's not one of their. I think No Tag really fucking dive on there.
I'm gonna put that one on No Tag for sure.
They rescued that.
Yeah, they tried. Like Jello was like, you know what? He's like, we're losing it. We're losing this record. And then No Tag's like, we'll
call No Tag.
That's what we do. Call No Tag in. They're gonna fucking rescue this shit. That's what they do.
All right. Sometimes I'm like sat here thinking, you know what? I hope everyone knows this record because then we can have a good time talking about it together. Other times I'm like, I hope nobody's heard this record because they're gonna get their minds blown like about how fucking great this is. We're going back to the UK, like 85, like an anarcho-punk band that hated anarcho-punk and hated anarchists because they thought that they were like way too middle class and they were like a super working class band. All their records are like self-released. They're a mind-blowing band. They might be still unknown outside of the UK. I'm talking about Fallout.
Oh, I don't know them at all.
Oh, yes. You like everyone who has not heard this is in for a fucking treat. This is Butchery. It's a 10-inch, self-released, 1985.
Okay, I draw the line at 10-inch. I fucking hate 10 inches.
I almost forget that it's a 10-inch. Erase that line.
All right, okay. Let's go back to how shit it is.
I know it's a 10-inch. I apologize. Man, okay. This is a fucking... This is a kind of... they're not an anarcho-punk band because they hated anarchists, but they're in that kind of scene.
Where were they from? Like which?
From the UK. They were from 34 Vanguard Way, Wallington, Surrey.
Oh shit! So you know what that means?
SM6,
they were fucking working class guys.
SM6 9JJ, distributed by Bax of Norwich, which Bax was a record store in Norwich. I know that, but man, okay. Imagine this is how I'm going to describe this record. Imagine, take a song like The Partisans, I Never Needed You, or
sure.
UK Subs, Warhead, or anything like that. Slow it down and imagine those songs kind of being played by Rudimentary Peni.
Oh, wow.
It's punk as fuck. Like every song is like a really like simple riff. It's kind of like UK 82, but like filtered through this like grimy, like filthy.
Wow, that sounds cool.
It's you're saying all the right things for sure.
Fucking, I'm so glad you guys haven't heard this because you're gonna be fucking. It's a fucking amazing record. They're an amazing band. All their records are self-released. They have a full length, a couple of 7-inches, and yeah, I mean, one of the best records of that era, like in my opinion.
Wow.
Is there any sweet photos of the lads?
No. You know what?
No.
Also, they're one of those bands. There's an unreleased LP and Sean from What Tyler has the tapes.
Oh, nice. Of course he does.
But of course he does. But the band will not let him reissue it. They don't want anything to do with it. Like super like militant bands, like a lot of their songs are about like, you know, how like the anarcho bands at the time didn't care about like the working class, that kind of thing. You know,
like calling them out for being like art school guys,
that kind of stuff. Their best song actually, you know what, you guys might have heard one song by this band. If anyone has this fucking More to Hate compilation,
oh yeah, I do have that.
then you have Fallout's best song, AIDS Charade. AIDS Charade.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of like vague. I'm trying to remember like what else is on that comp. I can't actually.
Let's have a little look. It's got Diatribe, Death Sentence, Political Asylum, Sacrilege.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the Fallout song is just fucking like vitriolic. Like,
I gotta dig that shit out.
Yeah, because it's their best song and it's on this record. But all their songs kind of sound like it's in that style. AIDS Charade. So yeah, amazing band, one of a kind band of that era of like.
So many good bands.
I know.
But you know, but it's funny because it's like 85
really strong era to begin with, like
But 85 is kind of like that weird turning point, right?
It's late,
so
right?
it's like that's kind of when some of those bands are starting to put out like their shit material, or there's newer bands that are cool that are
right.
You know,
this doesn't sound like 85. It sounds like 81 or 82. You know, it's
cool.
kind of weird that it came out in 85. But there's one live song that was recorded in 83. But man, go back and check that AIDS Charade.
Yeah, I have that comp, so I gotta.
Yeah, and then imagine that. I mean, that's what this sounds like. It sounds like.
Fuck yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I hate the idea that I'm now gonna be like looking for a 10-inch. You know, like, that's one thing I'm really pissed off about when I see that.
Look at it like this. Could be like one of the best 10-inch singles of all time.
Yeah, I remember like even just like moving my record collection. I'm like, I held all my 10 inches and I was just like, I think I'm just gonna throw them all in the garbage. And
we finally unpacked our records after moving 2.5 years ago because we finally have a place to put them. And the very last thing I unpacked was the 10 inches, and Sarah was like, let's just throw them away. Like, why do we still have these? When was the last time we listened to a 10-inch?
I fucking hate. You have to use like a fucking like. You have to get like a fucking like a pry bar to just get it up off the fucking like the mat, and it's like.
The good news for you 10-inch haters is Fallout have a full length
yes
called Home Killed Meat, which came out 2 years before. So you can always go for that one if you're.
Somebody needs to reissue it, but on 12-inch.
Yeah, but that's not.
It's just a 10-inch though, with like an inch of dead space.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Right.
Or when they have like, and then on the backside, it's just like a really intricate design of like tattoo art or something like that.
Oh yeah, buddy, fucking tribals.
Yeah, sick tribal like across the thing.
I'm excited for you guys to hear this because it's fucking amazing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Butchery is the name of the Fallout Butchery 10-inch. Okay,
that looks sick. That was great.
Okay,
this maybe not exactly related, but it definitely 80s UK release. Not as obscure. The Pack. So this, I was like I say, I've been unpacking records, and I was like, 7 inches are another one. I don't listen to my 7 inches as often as I should. I typically listen to my LPs just because I'm always like doing something else, like cleaning, or I've got some other chore going on that like I don't want to be flipping a 7-inch the whole time. But then when I was digging through my 7 inches, I was like, fuck, I have so many good 7 inches. Why do I neglect this part of my collection? So I wanted to. Tonight, I was like, this gives me a good excuse to dig through and find some cool ones in my 7 inches. And this was one that I was really excited when I found it because I'm a Theater of Hate fan for sure. And Kirk Brannon, of course, singer of the Pack, went on to be the singer of Theater of Hate. I think it was mostly the same guys, but one of the dudes actually was in Crisis as well. Yeah. And this definitely has more of an anarcho-punk feel than... I don't even really know what you call Theater of Hate. I guess they're like a goth band or a post-punk band, but they got their own thing going on,
right? Like a
they definitely seem like they had like a little bit of Killing Joke in there.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah. I think he's got.
Theater of Hate also dips into like they have like full-on pop songs too. Like
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas the Pack is like kind of like that early. It reminds me of Crisis a lot.
Yep.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, the whole 7-inch is great. All 4 of the songs are really good. But Thalidomide and then King of Kings for me. King of Kings is the heater on this one.
Yeah.
I find, like I say, I'm a fan of Kirk Brandon's work. Anyway, I just think his voice is so unique and so distinct. And they actually came through Vancouver. Spectres played with them, which was very cool to have that opportunity to do that. It was really pretty sad because it was a last minute invite for us. I think we got the invite like a week before the gig. Like, fuck yeah, that's a big influence on us. We're gonna play. And there was almost nobody there. Like it was really poorly advertised, and I don't know how much appeal. I don't know what it was, but anyway, there's almost nobody there, which was sad. But to see them play in a small venue and Kirk Brandon's voice, it's weird when you're used to hearing hardcore and punk and the related genres, to hear somebody who can like really, really sing like that, like with this absolutely insane ability to just cast his voice out. And it was kind of mesmerizing, actually. I was like, this is really incredible to experience live. So like I say, I'm a fan, and I love the pack, and it's cool that there's a Crisis connection there too. And King of Kings is just such a anthemic song. It's so cool.
So like I'm mistaken because I have a couple pack singles.
Yeah,
I thought was King of Kings. It's a white sleeve with like the red.
I mean, maybe there's
or is it on that record? I can't.
Yeah,
because I have two, like another pack one, and it has really cool, like one thing I also really liked about them is same kind of thing as Crisis. I just love that stark artwork, and it's kind of what you're gonna get when you see those singles. And I can't remember that. I have one somewhere. I know it's buried in here. I'm kind of like trying to eyeball it right now, but I know I have it down here. But it's it was a white cover, and I think it had like a knight on the cover or something.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I'm not sure.
And that one was really good too.
Yeah. They're a cool band, and like you say, like dead on, like that aesthetic, just really adds something, a little bit of magic to it. And Crisis is the same kind of deal. And I'm a big fan of UK post-punk and anarcho-punk in general, but that 7-inch for me has always kind of been a standout.
His voice is so powerful. I mean, it's not the pack, but Legion.
Oh yeah, Legion's amazing. So good. And I mean, Theater of Hate too rules too. Like I love those.
Okay, we've got to ask, can anybody get into Spear of Destiny? Can we go that far?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but it doesn't have the same there's something crazy about the way, not just that he uses his actual instrument of his voice, but the way he, like the reason, like the way that they structure it into the song. I don't know. It's a unique band in my opinion.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think I listened to it once, and then I went and put on Boot Party right after us.
You can get the taste out of your mouth.
I was like, I gotta listen to some American guys and look at pictures of guys in wheelchairs with machine guns.
I mean, like, Spear of Destiny is a little bit sort of saxophone and like frilly white shirt.
Yeah. I mean,
midriff, but
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's not the worst music in the world, but
no. But it doesn't have the same kind of power.
No. They were pretty big actually. They were on like Top of the Pops all the time, like Spear of Destiny, like back in England.
Yeah.
All right. So my next second pick. So kind of what we were talking about, sending a little love to Gaba and and all the Bristol scene. But it actually, funny enough, I started, obviously, when I heard that he died, I was like listening to a lot of Chaos UK, only to realize I'm like, oh wait, he's actually not on the Riot City stuff. He's on Short Shop, like that one in the ENT split.
He's the guy that fucking totally changed that band around and took them in a totally different direction. Yeah.
So going down the road in Bristol and you're now leaving the Cider House rules and going into is like the Sarah Records side of things that was going on. And like, obviously I got turned on to Sarah Records from a friend of mine named Tarek, who used to always talk about like Field Mice and Orchids and all that stuff. But one of the bands that I really got into from that, and I finally scored this record, which
I'm excited to see this.
It took me a long time to find this one, but I finally got it. This band, Heavenly.
Oh yes,
I don't know if you know this band.
Yeah,
but this is their first record, and it's called Heavenly versus Satan, and it's kind of like it's still like indie, jangly, indie pop kind of stuff from there. Obviously, they were on Sarah Records, so it's like it's kind of in that vein, but it's still like it's almost like because it's played by like punks, so it's still kind of like has like kind of more like shop assistants.
Yeah,
where it's kind of got like a lot more. It's like faster. The songs are really funny. Like there's cool, and they're all about boys. Like Cool Guitar Boy, Boyfriend Stays the Same, Lemonade Boy. Like, but the song Shallow is really good. And it's like a really like poppy, like great song. But I like so this record I think is 1990, and I think it was the same women that were in the band Tallulah Gash. Tallulah
yes.
Gosh. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah,
but they were also on the same label.
Yeah.
But this one's really cool. So if you guys see it, or you can barely.
I have a reissue. I think it's got like different artwork or different color.
Yeah,
schemes. Like
this one, it's weird because there's a band photo in the gold.
You
Can't really see it, but yeah, I don't know. Plus, I have like some type of fucking Red Shoe Diary filter going on in here, so it looks like I'm about to perform a fucking get my OnlyFans Patreon up, you know. But anyway, oh, crazy! I did not know that. So that's really cool to hear because, like, I always wondered. I was gonna ask Sean when we were in London if he knew of this group, and because we talked about Field Mice and we talked about all that kind of stuff and shop assistants, but yeah, this record's it's a blast. It's really fun and it's punk, but it's still like indie, like got those tones to it. But I don't know what it is like right now these days. I'm just like stuff like Chin Chin, Heavenly, Dolly mixture, like that's like my go-to
right
almost all the time.
I hated it as a kid, like back then. Now
I kind of feel like that would be like a lot of people too,
because like that band, the Chesterfields, they're a local band to me, and I used to go and see them all the time, but just like stood there thinking, nah.
Yeah,
now I realize
this is not ENT. This isn't the Wankies.
But I realized like I didn't appreciate, but that's okay. I got to see him a bunch of times. But hey, sticking with the Bristol theme, I just remembered something that Gaba said. He's like, you know, when people talk about Bristol, they always say Riot City, and his answer was like, no, Bristol is all about Heartbeat Records. That's like Bristol punk, and so I just happen to have this one here. It's like A1 Calling.
Oh yeah, I love that record.
Yeah,
that's so good.
Yeah.
But
so, you know,
but yeah, I don't know, and it's also crazy thinking that Bristol also had Sarah Records. Like I think Heavenly and Tallulah, gosh, I think they were from Oxford. I don't know if they were actually from Bristol, but like that label was. And anyway, it's just like really good UK pop, and it's kind of like a weird scene that. Other than like the mega bands, there doesn't seem to be like a lot of. You never see any photos of these bands, like even like My Bloody Valentine in those early days, where you're kind of like they weren't My Bloody Valentine they were still kind of doing like pop music or like doing like stuff that sounds like the Cramps, and then it's like, you know, like them or shop assistants, or you know, you just don't see a lot of stuff from that scene, like in terms of like the photos and I don't know, I guess that kind of medium. But anyway, Heavenly, it's a good record. And that took me a long time to find that one, by the way. So that was a big score for me.
Nice, beautiful. All right,
we'll go next. Yeah, this one's probably the only one in the vein of like, I guess, current listenings. I've not been buying a lot of records lately just because of circumstances of my life, but I picked up this latest Groovies record. This record's actually not very good, but the like title song is so fucking amazing.
Oh, I agree.
Like, Jumping in the Night is like can stand up with anything on like Shake Some Action, but like the rest of it sort of seems like a little bit of throwaway tunes. But the way the drums kick in on Jumping in the Night is just like it will blow your balls off.
Yeah. Speaking of getting your dick blown off with that record, you know what is one of the things
just the balls. Come on, man.
Oh, that's true. Like, okay, you keep in the shaft, but like the undercarriage is blown clean up. The production of that record is so cool because you wouldn't like associate Flaming Groovies with like the like heavy reverb drenched guitars, and it kind of has like a weird, almost like Jesus and Mary chain, like everything's drenched.
Yeah, it's a weird sound. But like for how amazing that first song is, and then it just like kind of fizzles. It's a bit of a bummer. It's like if it was a single, it probably is a single. But
who produced? Didn't someone produce that record? That's like, is it Dave Edmonds or some? I don't know. Someone produced that record too. That's like
Cyril Jordan and
from Serial Joe.
Yeah, Serial Joe did that. Oh, so it was like self-produced by them.
Oh,
essentially
crazy. Because like I said, like the recording of that record is really insane to me.
Oh yeah.
But they're you know that like that the way you're describing them is kind of how I've always thought of Flaming Groovies as a band that like there's a lot of songs that I'm kind of like that's a fine song, you know, like it doesn't hit me hard. I don't dislike it. It's just fine. And then the ones that do hit, I'm like, I have to listen to it like 6 times in a row. You know, it's just like that's you know, it's like you just hear the stuff that they just kind of have 2 tiers of song in my opinion, and the stuff that's good is like in its own league of good, and then everything else like that's fine. Good.
Shit, I got tossed again. I think.
You got to keep moving those boots
around.
Boots moving. I was gonna say. Yeah, like I mean, I think like Shake Some Action, like everything on that record, like that's it. Like, oh, these guys fucking know how to write a song. There's like intense tunes on there. You're like, holy shit! Like, how do you write these tunes? But then this one is just like their most like beer soaked, like barroom, like pub rocky kind of stuff, which is I don't know. It's so sick. And this is like such a deadly back cover. They're a great band photo. Band.
Oh man, the cover of Shake Some Action when they're like by the car
and
like,
Teenage Head too.
Oh, I know. Except the guy's got that weird little like fountain, like
yeah, fuck, they're having a good time.
They're all just like funny Teenage Head, man. Fucking name, man. But you know, speaking of like we're talking about Shake Some Action, but there's that like ballad that's on that record called Sometimes. Fucking that song is like a 20 listens in a row for me too. But that record though that you're talking about, it's just like the thing that always gets me about that album is the production. It's a really strange like Flaming Groovies like direction that they took, like the choices they made.
I think and they like rock a harpsichord, which is like adds a sick layer.
Dude, you remember like fucking just remember when the fucking Mozart demo came out and like everyone was fucking moshing to the
I do remember that.
And then like the harpsichord shit would go on and all those guys would show up with like Nike Air Force Ones and stuff and just like work gloves and just punch holes in the wall and stuff, and Mozart was just like, I'm in the zone.
He lost it when he started putting out 10 inches, though, for sure.
That's true. The Mozart 10 inch, fuck that. But he did have sick tribals at that time. When he got his back,
it all balanced out.
There's like all those tribals, like that descending like H.R. Geiger spinal cord thing he had with the tribals on the side. Anyway, Amadeus.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but. I'm having a good time. Anyway.
All right.
All right. Is it my turn? Hey, everyone knows this comp. One of the best comps of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Business as usual. So I was, UK subs, Outcasts, The Dole.
Vice Creams,
the Record Players, Dave Goodman, Leighton Buzzard. And then there's some sort of weirder stuff on it, right? Which I wasn't having.
You better not fucking talk shit about Thomas Leer.
Stop. Hold that. Wait.
You fucking watch that fucking mouth of yours.
Wait. Well, you're in for a treat, my friend, because that is actually my pick is Thomas Leer. Private Plane.
I fucking love that record.
I mean, I don't know why I didn't like it back in the day, but man, this is fucking untouchable.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the Dark Entries reissue of the 7-inch with a couple of bonus tracks.
I mean, honestly,
you know, I don't actually. I'm getting so excited. I don't even know how to describe this. He's like the king, recording in his bedroom in Glasgow, or wherever he was living. Like, he's the man. He invented everything. He this is ground zero for like whatever, like for just like minimal like bedroom DIY. It's not even really synth pop. Like this is fucking really like bass driven.
When we like, I mean, I know when we started Homefront, one of the records we were like listening to nonstop was that Thomas Leer.
Really?
And because I always loved those songs off the Business as Usual comp. So when I finally got that single, I remember Jonah was always like, he referenced it one time, and I'm like, oh, you mean like this record? Because I had it like nearby, and I was like, but actually, in the mid '80s, Thomas Leer also did like, I mean, he kept making records. And he would do all sorts of different stuff, but
I mean, I got like the Brit. This isn't. I got the Bridge, which is also fucking killer.
But like the pop songs that he made were so good too. Like there's an electro song he did called "Chasing the Dragon," and it's off. The album is terrible, but the song "Chasing the Dragon," you'll be like, "How was this song not the fucking biggest song ever?" Because it's like this perfect Depeche Mode, like New Order kind of tune. But like as if it was being made by the guys from Cleaners from Venus or something like that.
I mean, the song "Private Plane." I can't think of the song.
Fucking love that song.
It's like, I don't know. It's got like, it's bass driven for a start, and then it's kind of punk as fuck though at the same time. And I'm looking at him. He's a fucking punk rocker, you know.
Yeah, look at that fucking jacket wide open. He doesn't give a shit.
You know, and he got like the distorted guitar, but like his vocals kind of actually remind me, not really Syd Barrett, but like kind of Kevin Ayers, like 60s psych kind of thing. You got the tape loops and just fucking haunting and eerie, but it's fucking punk as hell. It's like I don't know, and then like International. I don't.
Yeah, it's funny that you brought that record out, because I was like, that we definitely. When we were making the very first Homefront record, I remember that was like a very heavily referenced record from Jonah, and I remember Clint at the time he didn't know too much about that record, but we were like going back and forth on it, and that was I think that is very underrated. That's one of the underrated ones, and people like when they talk about that comp, they're like, this is the one I fucking skip, and I'm like,
that was me in stupid times. Now I'm a mature 59-year-old man. I finally understand, like, this is probably the best song on that comp.
I love that. It's like probably the one
I don't know this guy. I'm excited.
I DJ those songs all the time, and like, fuck, it's just so good.
Like International kind of reminds me of like a sort of a DIY bedroom punk like take on like the Only Ones or something.
Yeah, totally.
Like that. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And like, there's a newspaper thing, like it's a Dark Entries thing, so it's beautifully done.
Yeah,
and it's got this thing from Matt Johnson from The. And he was like, this record was like the biggest like inspiration for like.
Oh, I could see it.
The.
I could totally see it too, because it's like, and like I said, if you ever follow like Thomas Lear's stuff after that, he goes into all sorts of directions, and you can definitely hear like even some of the later stuff he would have done is like more in the territory.
Private Plane, International. I mean, God, it does not get much better.
Yeah,
this is, you know. I like this. It's the 12-inch reissue, Dark Entries. It's available. It's out there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So good.
I'm gonna look that up. That sounds awesome.
Have you not heard it, Zach?
No, I've not. No,
that's killer.
Matt, have you heard it?
Oh, I thought for sure we would have blasted that. Like,
no. But looks like No Hope for the Kids ripped that cover off for the back of.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I mean,
the back
the airplane.
Just the whole package is just like perfect, you know.
Yeah,
that looks really good.
That's an expensive photo shoot.
Yeah, you like to sit down with like have dinner on a runway. Holy
Thomas
shit.
Leer.
Thomas
I
Leer.
know. I think was he like too well known to be on this?
That comp is so good. I mean, it could have been, but like, I don't know. I kind of feel like he just wasn't glammy enough.
Yes, exactly. Too punk.
Too nasty.
Too nasty. Yeah. Anyway, that was my
Thomas. That's great. Very cool. That's a sweet pick. Okay, so my pick. I definitely like. I've tried to think about like. I want to have something to say about these records, like what they mean to me or whatever. And the one band, like one of the bands that had biggest influence on me over the years is The Sound. Adrian Borland, huge. Like, I can't think of anybody, there's very few people like that have influenced me in the same way musically or whatever. But so I didn't want to pick a Sound record because I just felt like too low hanging fruit. So I picked Second Layer, which is such a cool record for anybody who's unfamiliar with it. I know you guys know it, but so Adrian Borland was the front man of The Sound, and the other guy in Second Layer was also in The Sound as well. British post-punk band, but like I think The Sound was really like, even though he in his mindset was very punk and like really dedicated to making whatever kind of music he wanted to make, they were for a moment when they were on a major label marketed alongside like maybe U2 and Annie Lennox. Like they were kind of trying to bridge that gap from being a post-punk band to being like a mainstream kind of British pop band, I think, or at least that's how the label was marketing them, and it sort of backfired and blew up in their face, and their latter records that were released on indie labels and stuff, and so they went that way. But there was a moment where they had that, and at that moment is when they were doing Second Layer, which really is so not commercial sounding at all, totally minimal. With
Courts of Wars has like the best fucking snare drum.
There's so many good songs. And this is a Dark Entries reissue as well.
I have that one. There's like I have like 2 different reissues of that record for some reason. It's like
this has got I think this has both records on it.
See, I only have the 7-inch, no big deal. But but like that reissue though is the one that I want, because there's a song that's not on the single called, I think it's called like State of Emergency.
That's an awesome song.
And it's such a good song, and it's not on the 7-inch.
Yeah,
and that's a fucking banger. And I like, so yeah, I think that's like a 12-inch I need to score.
I can't remember the difference. There's like a single LP reissue, and then there's like a double LP reissue.
This is the double, This is a double LP,
yeah.
And it's awesome. And Courts of Wars. I mean, that song is
man. It's like the punkest song ever, and I love the drum machine in that song. It's
the drum machine is like, it's one of my favorite uses of drum machine. I think it's
that,
just like
the little snare that's kind of going in that song, and the fact that they like programmed it to be fast, like that's like a fast pogo-y song, but it's like.
And there's just something. He was such and The Outsiders, his very first his punk band, is totally awesome too. And he was clearly someone like just an incredible musical talent in terms of his songwriting and amazing guitar player also. But there's something that I find in all the bands, from The Outsiders to The Sound to Second Layer, and then his solo stuff that he did after. There's something so sincere and earnest about the lyrics, like really not unpretentious lyrics, anti-war songs, like just so much amazing sentiments in his songs. There's some kind of crazy noise going on right now.
Yeah, someone's opened a bag of crisps.
Somebody eating.
It's Graeme.
Who's opening Cool Ranch Doritos?
No, you're not.
Let's see your hands.
I get excited. I start opening up my old Dutch underwear.
Okay, well, I knew I could hear something. I knew there's some kind of sound like that. But yeah, this record, World of Rubber, totally cool. And I learned today, because I was like, I'm going to do a little bit of this boning up for the conversation. I didn't realize it, but they also Adrian Borland did a record with Jello Biafra.
The Witch Trials, right?
Witch Trials, yeah.
No Tag.
Yeah.
No Tag was on that too, I think.
No Tag.
No Tag on tambourines.
They kick the fucking door in and they're like, "We're doing backups, mate."
Yeah, and I didn't know that. That was like a weird one. He produced the Steve Lake solo record, which is another weird. Yes, yeah, Adrian Borland produced that.
So in the like discography though of like The Sound,
yeah,
is is that before the first sound, or is it like midway through? Like, is
No,
that
it's midway
like
through. The sound was
wow,
like
that's crazy. I always just assumed it was like
No, I mean,
79 or 80
I
or
thought
something
like
that.
Outsiders, second layer,
second
then
layer,
sound.
then sound.
Yeah.
No, I think it was happening simultaneous to the sound.
Wow,
I think
crazy.
it was
That's
like
actually makes it even cooler.
Yeah,
because it's like such a boner song, but it's so good. Like,
yeah.
But he was amazing, and like, you know, we always said like the sound should have been massive, and why weren't they massive? They probably were like, you know, they were on the same label as like on the Bunnyman and stuff, and like, you know, they got the limelight, but they were big in Holland. So
right, I think he ended up moving
there
there later in life.
A little consolation.
Yeah, that's cool.
But,
get free Fritz.
Yeah,
Fritz and mayo.
But I mean, truly, like such a cool and inspiring musician.
Incredible.
Gone too soon. Obviously, would have been cool for him to stick around long enough for people to like rediscover the sound. And
I mean, that's the thing. How much of a bummer is that? Because it's like the sound. I feel like once those first two records got reissued in like 2010, 2011, it was like everyone was obsessed with the sound.
Yeah.
And like,
did they not have like a heyday? I mean, topical song,
nice.
but
well, I think they sort of, they were like an almost band because they were on Kurova, I think, and they had that representation. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they actually did a tour with Annie Lennox.
Don't mention
you gotta
her name.
pump your like.
I think I got kicked out or something.
Well, as soon as you say Annie, as soon as you say Annie.
That was weird.
Her name.
Just so much happening in music at that time in England, like so many, and like they weren't quite commercial enough.
Yeah, I think that the sincerity of the lyrics, which I love, is probably something that actually held them back because they didn't really. There's just not that veneer of pretense or something where it's like.
I've also sort of seen it written that like he wasn't like even though we know he was like a fucking incredible like front person, he wasn't very marketable.
Yeah, wasn't like a handsome guy, like didn't have cool style. He just kind of looks like, it just kind of has.
He's like, I got these Heelys shoes, and they're not
he's
taking
out
off.
Heelys doing figure eights on stage.
He's like, this not taking off. I don't know why.
And
then Usher did it, and then he was like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
But yeah, it is true though. Those reissues were huge, and and if only that that I think when he died, he committed suicide. I think thinking that nobody gave a shit about his life's work, and it was like,
which is like everyone I know who listens to the sound is like they are like a life-changing style band. It's crazy.
Yeah, blew my mind 100% when I.
Me too.
Yeah, just such a cool band for sure.
That's a great pick.
Okay, well then going into some stranger territories. Okay, so this record. Okay, this is on the fourth byway. I don't know this label. Anyway, this is the band Mobb Deep. Rap. This is a rap record. But okay, so this is the record that came out in '93 called Juvenile Hell, and so this was the record that like they kind of did this record when they were like they were still teenagers basically, and they made this album and it was a huge flop. And this album is like so hard to find. Like impossible to find. The only time I've ever seen it was on is like I can listen to it on YouTube, but they've essentially like tried to bury this record. I think there's a song on it called Peer Pressure, which is like DJ Premier did that song, and Large Professor also did one other song on this, but it's such a fucking good record. It's very banging. It's really like, again, it's like definitely more of like a youth kind of like like Prodigy and Havoc were I think they're in like the late teens on this record. Wow. And they have these songs called like Hit It From the Back, and like this one song Locked in Spofford, which is like the juvenile detention center that they're talking about. It's such a fucking banger, and you can tell that like they were so hyped on it was like really aggressive, and but it bombed. I think this record bombed, and they got kicked off this label, which was like I think it was like Fourth and Way. I can't remember what it's called, but
Fourth and Broadway.
Yeah, that's the name of the label, and
Okay.
I think they were like a subsidiary of Island Records. And
Okay.
anyway, they booted them off, and I really think because it was a flop, I think Prodigy and Havoc really kind of like, got back to the lab and like kind of rethought the whole process. And I think that was when they really made the decision, we're going to produce all our own music and we're going to really slow it down and really make it way more dark. And I think like this record's dark, but it's still kind of like, it's almost got like punk energy. Like it's really aggro and it's fucking cool. Like I love this album. But obviously Infamous is like,
the dark,
when it's such a perfect record to like listen to when you're like driving at night or you're running at night or you're doing something.
What's the one after that?
It's called Infamous. It had like
the one after that one.
It's called like
Hell.
Yeah, like Hell on Earth.
That one is so bleak, man. It's like
totally, like they all are, but it's like Infamous is so cool because it's like they definitely slowed all the samples down and they really kind of had this like really cool vibe to it. And but this one is just like, it's cool to just see where they came from, and it's cool to see like a DIY, right? Anyway, so hard to find this record. The first time I ever heard it was when I was 15. I played on this high school basketball team, and there was this kid on my team. He was like this French Canadian kid, and he got like 36 Chambers. Like when it first came out, we'd like listen to it when we went to these games, like to play these games. We fucking sucked, by the way. We like no one would ever show up, and it would be like 5 of us playing. I'd get fouled out in the first half, and then like we had this one guy that I remember. He was like a cheerleader that we just like made him play on our team. Anyway. The one guy's name was Remy. He was a French Canadian guy, and he showed me like Wu-Tang Clan for the first time. We just like listened. I was only punk, like I was only listening to like Defiance and all that shit. And he played. He had this tape, and I don't know where he got it, but there was a song on this called "Me and My Crew," and I was like, my whole life. I've always tried to find Me and My Crew, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And then there was like some distro that I saw had this record, posted this record, and I was like, oh man. So I had to talk with them forever to kind of get a good price on it and get it. But Me and My Crew's on this one, and I was like, wow, who knew the French Canadian basketball player from my high school? Fucking, he was tuned on to something that was like really hard to find. But Juvenile Hell. It's only on YouTube, unless you can find like physical copies of it. But I have a feeling like they did a good job to like melt these down or destroy the cassettes that were made. But it's a fucking banger. It's a really good album, and it's really cool to see that they went from this to really finding their voice and really finding their way.
Man, I'm so excited to check that out. Like,
fucking album is so good, man. It's like, it's just cool because, it's just like. They're young. Like some of the lyrics are fucking really sketchy, but it's just being kids and just like, like kind of, but it did like we were talking about the sound. It's like one of those things you're like, why, like, how did this not land?
Yeah.
But it could have been because of where they were from. I don't know. Maybe the way it was marketed, like it was probably.
What year is it?
93.
Which
maybe they
blew up.
Yeah. You know what though? One thing I could say is that probably. Maybe they kind of missed the mark. Like if that record came out in 1990, maybe that would have been a big deal. But like, so when they did Infamous, I think that was them like now like setting the bar. Like them and Wu-Tang and Nas, like that whole New York sound kind of seemed to get really grimy and really like, like there was still like the bad boy stuff but there was like, I don't know why this was such a bomb, but it's a fucking killer record.
That's cool.
Are you gonna?
Oh, we lost Matt again.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Matt.
He's about to talk about
Goodbye,
Annie.
Matt. Did you say Annie Lennox?
I know. I just thought about her.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was gonna ask if you're gonna get your basketball team back together.
That's probably what I'm leading up to. Is like,
Yeah, that was
okay,
that
boys,
that
come
record,
in,
wasn't it?
come in, boys, show the new outfits.
You're like, okay, for my last pick, it's actually not a record. It's my original junior.
And they're all gonna sing songs from Rudimentary Peanut.
All right, Matt. What's your name?
Well, I'll keep it juvenile, but I've got Cool
Ooh, hell yeah.
and Dance Kongdom. So this is I guess it would be like, is there multiple Caspers? Like I was introduced to No Hope for the Kids before these guys, so this was like going backwards. But speaking of like kid or like, you know, being young for that Mobb Deep, I think probably the standout song for me on this one is the second one on the first side. I'm not going to I'll try to pronounce it. Let's have a go. Oblique Dig Selv. That's pretty good.
Dead on.
But it's like his voice, I don't know, like I feel like they purposefully did this or we're just like, that's sick. But it's just like so raw, like it's squeaking all over the place. Like it's just pure like
Kids screaming.
Pubescent rage. And it's so fucking awesome. Like I don't know how you could ever like capture that again. Like it's just the perfect amount of like kid vocal chords have been shredded for the rest of your life. Like, which is probably sick. Probably some abusive producer. It's like again. But it ended up being awesome. I was like, when I was looking back through like all of the stuff that dude did, and he's in like 1,000 bands, but like I forgot that I had like that Death Token. I gotta kind of revisit some of that stuff. And was this the dude who went on to like Dig and Mig?
Yeah, Dig and Mig. That's that dude too.
Oh, that's
Which
cool.
that Dig and Mig single is so. I mean, I never got the LP, but that single was so good.
Yeah. Anyways, this is one where I like, you know, don't pull it out enough, but I'm glad I did because it's pretty raging. It's definitely like you hear those sensibilities that go on to those later bands, like especially No Hope for the Kids, but it's just like it's probably like slightly less melodic. Not like that it's not melodic, but like it's just more raging than once they kind of find their songwriting chops.
One thing I always find with that record is like these days, like I'll find that record, I'll be in like a record store and I'll see it for like $5 or $6 or something like that. I always am like forcing someone to buy this record. I'm like,
yeah,
this album fucking is such a ripper. Like you have no idea. Like it's because like No Hope for the Kids was a lot more like melodic and a lot more like it was way more depressing, which was cool. But like
they don't have any. I don't
just
think
such
these guys have any English lyrics, so it's yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they're saying about, but it's just fucking pure rage. Like, and it's cool because it's got that like when it's going so fast, but the drummer is like kind of like, you know, like almost sounds like shoes getting thrown in the dryer, you know, on like the kick drum.
They're heavy ass drums for sure.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. Like, yeah, that's a great record. But I feel like I've tried to force many people to buy that record every time. Like if I see it for cheap enough, I'm always like,
I heard that's what broke up the basketball team.
Some say, well, it's actually because I tried to get them to do like, I'm like, okay, guys, this is the new songs that we're gonna do for the second half, and didn't land.
Didn't fly.
No,
There's a whole bunch of that. Herd Stop. LP.
Oh yeah,
another one.
Yeah,
that's when I kind of got to revisit because like I loved it when it came out, and I really
the stories of that guy were quite wild.
Yeah,
I think he was a bit of a maniac. He looked like a maniac. He looked like he had like always had an eyebrow shaved off or something.
But everyone said he was like super cool. Like Lassie, I think was his name.
Yeah,
like and yeah, and I remember I would write to him from time to time, like on like emails and stuff, and he was always cool. But I remember like I had all those Hairstop records, and I thought they were so good, and that's definitely something I gotta go back to because like Danish hardcore is so fucking good, and
that moment in punk was so exciting. Like that was like something
man.
that was that Scandinavian explosion of sort of like kind of coming after the crust and DB era, and it just felt like a breath of fresh air, you know. Like
it really, and to be honest, like I didn't like really sink my teeth into the DB crust kind of revolution that was going on. Like some of the songs, I was like, yeah, this is cool, but like it wasn't until like, you know, like Andy Peterson's Army and like Young Wasterners and Hool and like No Hope for the Kids, like those records were just like, and like obviously all the Swedish stuff too at that time, like Regulations and Vicious and all that shit was so fucking good too. But that just like kind of made it like it was more, I guess, in my wheelhouse that I liked. Like I guess hearing European version of American hardcore is just so fucking crazy to me.
That's what I was like. I always thought that, and it probably is still the case for a lot of those like later bands. But when you're listening to like Hool, you're like, oh, this makes sense that it was like the direct follow up to a lot of the DB crust stuff. Like it is still within that range. It's just like they're starting to lean more melodic. So it's like, I wonder if it's like, I mean, with certain bands, like I think probably those Swedish bands, it's a lot more like, okay, we're gonna nail American. I think some of the Danish stuff was like felt like it was like its own thing. Like even No Hope for the Kids was like a very unique kind of sound at that time. And
well, and also the fact was that was on Fear Award, wasn't it? Fear so fucking was just killing in that time. Like those records, like and also the thing about Fear Award 2 was like the layouts, like the records always looked cool as fuck.
Those like
really good.
Yeah, it looked like you felt like you were getting like something like a Riot City or like a you know, No Future style record, and you're just like, oh, I can't wait. And like you just see the layout and you're like, I bet this is fucking awesome.
It was firing on all cylinders at that time. And I think that, and that moment was cool also because not only was that music great, those bands were all so good, but also it was like kind of equally listened to by both like the like punk, capital P punks and the hardcore kids. Everybody loved it. And so you'd go shows all of a sudden just felt like huge and so true. Anyway, I mean, I'm sure it was different in different places, but in Vancouver, it really bridged the gap between what previously had felt like kind of disparate scenes. All of a sudden there was this exciting new music happening that everybody loved. And yeah, those shows were just really big. A bunch of those bands came through and toured North America, and they thankfully a lot of them did play Vancouver, so I was always just like so excited to see those. And
I think was it the first did Regulations play Edmonton more than once? But
I think they only played once. I think
because they did a cost to have the tour.
They played Nicky Diamonds, which is this like mirrored former like strip club, like small like kind of startup strip club that didn't start up.
They had a GoFundMe.
Like they invested all their money in mirrors, and then they couldn't fucking keep the doors open. And it was like, it was fucking such a sick show. And it was not, I mean, it was not like super rammed, so it's pretty sweet to see like I don't know, just like a intimate show for those dudes.
The Regulations show in Vancouver, I put it on, and it was one of the wildest shows that
was that the one that Career Suicide also played?
That was a different one that they did, which was also a truly insane show. They played at Vancouver a couple times, but the one that I did, it was with Defect and some other big show. Spectres played and some other locals played, but it was like it was the Regulation show for sure. And they played a venue called Video Inn, which is now still around, but it's called Red Gate. And it was so packed. I so far oversold the capacity of this venue. It's crazy that it didn't get shut down. It was the band was like pressed against the back wall trying to play as people were just like fully going absolutely mental, attacking them. It was real. That was a really good one.
I did enjoy when No Problem shared a van with them when they played Varning, and we just
enjoyed that too because those Swedes did not know what you guys
pumpkin the shit out of those guys. It was stupid as shit all the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
I need to have a word about No Problem after the show because I can't find any No Problem records in Japan. So we'll talk about that.
We've been
I've got multiple copies of each that I could send you.
All right.
We're propping up your bed right now.
Yeah. I ate some spaghetti off of one tonight.
All right, is it my turn? It is my turn.
Yeah.
If regular viewers will be probably getting bored of the fact that I keep talking about this band, Friction. Friction, like first wave, like Japanese punk band. But because like those guys had lived in New York and played with like James Chance and stuff, they brought back like that no wave stuff to Japan. And so like a lot of the first wave Japanese punk stuff is real like New York style influence stuff. It's kind of a weird thing that happened. But Friction, amazing band. Their first album has just been reissued on P-Vine. You can get it in the States. The guitar player, Tsunimatsu Masatoshi, had a 7-inch on Godzilla Records. Now, Godzilla Records is the label for first wave Japanese punk. They put 6, 7 inches out. They're all fucking amazing. Then he went on to Friction. He left Friction, then he formed this band. And this is the band I'm going to talk about. And this is amazing because this is a record that you can still find for kind of cheap in Japan. And if you're ever in Japan and you see this record, do not hesitate to buy it because it's fucking killer. I'm talking about Edypus and Blue Sphinx. 1983, Japan Records. It's a classic. I sent Rachel a copy. She loves it. I mean, this kind of like alternates between like, you know, Titan Taut, Herc and Jerk, Angular and Jangular. It's got the funk. It's funky. It's got that like Gang of Four style, like funk down, but it's also like really shimmering, like Echo and the Bunnymen, and it's got like violins, and it's kind of a fucking masterpiece that like no one really ever talks about.
Mozart was talking about that shit, I think. When
He was just like, he's like, these motherfuckers keep biting my shit.
This record, like, I was thinking, it kind of like, okay, it's 1983, right? So it's like, fuck, this record like sounds ahead of its time. Then I'm like, well, it's 1983. What would it have been like ahead of? Like, I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of a masterpiece, and you can like pick it up like kind of cheap in Japan.
Yeah, it looks fucking crazy.
It's awesome. Like the guitar player Tsunimatsu Masatoshi, he did the artwork. It's a little bit psychedelic, but it's just they've got everything down like perfect. That fun punk, and also that shimmering kind of Echo and the Bunnymen thing going on too. And I guess Edypus, Sphinx, as sort of Greek mythology play here, which I'm not an expert on Greek mythology, so I.
Oh well, you know, like that's some of my favorite shit.
Like Graeme,
you have just entered into the right chat, but
I was hoping Graeme could explain Edypus and the Sphinx.
Well, you know, I know most of Edypus Rex, you know, and like guy fucking took down his mom, you know, and everyone was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, can't be doing that shit.
You can't be doing that shit, man.
Christian Asoy shows up.
Yeah, man.
I mean, seriously, this is a classic. It's on a major label. I think they made tens of thousands of them, so it's still out there. And like, if you're
sick. Yeah, I'm hoping we come back, and that would be definitely.
When you come back, we will go and find you a copy.
Yeah, I definitely need to get that. Looks fucking cool.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's like
I love that kind of. I love that era too of like kind of no wave, kind of like, but where it's like that funky kind of angular guitar stuff. I love that shit.
It's just really interesting that these two guys, who are not in this band actually, it's Rek and Hige from Friction. They lived in New York and played with like you know, like I said, the Contortions and stuff. And then they went back to Japan, and so it's like there's so much like no wave, New York no wave in like the first wave of Japanese punk. It's a really interesting thing that happened. But
it's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool pick. That's a good one.
Edypus.
Blue
Sphinx, Japan record, which was a major label. But you know, maybe the record that most people might have on Japan record is Great Punk Hits. The comp that was on Japan Records. Japan record.
Nice.
Okay, so my next pick. This is a shitty looking cover. So this is this is my warning to you guys. But this is Supergirl and Romantic Boys, which, as I said, pretty ugly cover. Has a very like early 2000s Photoshop designs.
Does it have a MySpace address on the back?
It does. It does look a bit like something you'd see on MySpace. But this record, you guys know what this is? Have you ever heard it?
I've never heard that. No.
Tell us about it.
Really, really cool band that they're from Poland, and they were formed in the late 90s. And this is like a super early like punk goes electro, like kind of punks using drum machines and synths and stuff like that along with their guitars in like a way that could only happen in Eastern Europe. I think like it has something I dig like any like, you know, I wouldn't say any band, but like there's something very special about Eastern European punk and new wave and post punk and stuff that just has a distinct feel to it, totally its own. The way that Slavic languages sound when sung to me is interesting sounding, and just the song construction is interesting as well. This record's super poppy, like very much like a dancey kind of a punk record, but really, really good, like incredibly catchy.
I'm really curious. I've never even heard of this.
So the backstory for me and this record is like when Spectres, our very first tour in Europe, our driver, our friend Joe from Berlin is a guy who's like, he's a Holocaust historian. He speaks Russian and Ukrainian and has traveled extensively in like Poland and Ukraine and Russia and like all over Eastern Europe. And so he's kind of plugged into a lot of this stuff more so than your average guy. And he was always like, oh, you know, playing this tape, and we're like, what is this crazy music? And he's like, oh, it's Supergirl and Romantic Boys. And they were, I guess they basically got fucked over by their label. They were like they're all from the punk scene. They immediately like blew up in Warsaw as this like huge band that people were super into, and they had did some touring in like Germany and other places, and people really caught on. And then the label, they had this record deal, supposed to put out a record, and the label shut it down. So something happened between them and the label, and the label's like, fuck it, we're not putting out your record, and just shelved it. And so it never could get released. Like for a long time, they were a band you could only see live, basically. And it's technically maybe it's technically a first press because it hadn't been put out on vinyl.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be, but it came out way after the fact. This came out in like, I don't know, like 2010 or something like that, when the band was formed in 1998. There's some pretty sweet music videos that they made that again like have this very, I think, a very like charming Eastern European thing going on, where it all feels very DIY, but also totally like unashamedly like just making the cool music video that they wanted to make, and everybody just dancing in a way that feels like totally unself-conscious. And yeah, great record, extremely catchy. The hit is called Spokoj, Spokoj, I think is how it's pronounced.
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah, but there's so many good songs on this record. It's a Gatefolds.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh wow! They really fucking went crazy with MS Paint on that one.
Yeah, and they're all from the Polish punk scene, and I think definitely members of other bands.
Oh, yeah?
I can't remember.
Oh, that's cool.
Which ones, but lots of connections there. And yeah, not a record that I've seen ever again. We were stoked. He was like playing, like I say, like this was like the soundtrack of our tour. Every time we get in the van, we'd put it on and listen, because my friend had some bootleg tape of it or whatever. And then it was right when it was being reissued, and he was like on the phone, like making deals, like, okay, is it possible are there still some copies around? So he managed to wrangle us like, you know, 4 or 5 copies at the end of the tour, and we got them on our very last day of the tour. And so yeah, I was super psyched to get a copy of it. But if you ever see Supergirl and Romantic Boys, or check them out, it's all on YouTube as well as another place you can find it. But
okay,
really, really catchy kind of electro punk crazy record with cool music videos.
Have you heard that band Luna? It's like Serbian, like 82, like F.O.A.D. just did a thing. That's amazing as well. It's like Serbia 82, like kind of dancey, like post-punk stuff. That's really cool too.
There's like Paraf is another one from.
Paraf, or like
that. I mean, they have like their like early punk kind of hardcore era, but then their new wave era to me is like insane. The sound of that organ on that record is so piercing and crazy, but in a really cool way, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's. Who do I got here?
You got for us. What's gonna follow Mobb Deep?
I know. Okay. So this one is okay. So when I gotta say, I haven't listened to this record in a while, and then it was kind of like we got we got offered to play this like this festival this summer that's coming up, and Rival Mobb was one of the bands that were on it, and I was like, oh fuck, I love Rival Mobb, and was thinking about, and so I went and pulled out some Rival Mobb records. I was listening to that, and I was kind of thinking of that time of like early like like 2009 to 2012, 13, where it was like Boston was definitely like on the map, where it was like Boston Strangler and like all those bands. But anyway, it got me thinking about stuff from that time, and I went back to a Canadian one, which this record just like, I think it holds up even more now. Like, I loved it when it came out. It really turned me on to a lot of things, but listening to it now, I'm like, fuck, this thing is still so good. But I'm talking about Omega's Sonic Order. This is their first single that they did on I think this came out in 2009. And the thing that I love about this single is that it definitely replicates that early New York style, like bands like the Mobb, like Upset the System, or like early Beastie Boys, like, but like even like, you know, when Beastie Boys put out that record like Agli Olio or whatever, and it was like them like going back and like doing like a new record, but it was like hardcore, but it had like just this like fucking awesome rhythm section to it. And this one reminds me a lot of that, where it's like and this also was probably one of the first times that I really was like in awe of the guy that I've worked on many records with since, named Jonah Falco, because he recorded this on this like little like 8-track recording thing that actually Matt and I ended up figuring out how to record a bunch of No Problem stuff too. But it was like, when I would listen to this, the drums are so raw sounding and the bass tone is so good. But like when I was talking to Jonah about this, he was saying when they did this single, the drummer just played like with the song just like in his head, like no one played along with him. He just like played the thing. And I'm like, when I listen to it now, I'm still like, that's fucking crazy. Like, there's so many tempo changes and like parts in this record. Anyway, this is such a killer Canadian single. It's not on a lot of like streaming services. I think it's on YouTube for sure. But this single is killer. They went on to do a bunch of stuff which I've liked, but this is the one that I go back to all the time. And one really funny story I want to tell you about this band was I wasn't at this show. This is definitely a a little telephone here, like hearing some of the.
Oh, denied.
Yeah.
Did I get booted?
You got bounced.
Yeah, was it? Let me.
Oh my god!
Let me guess. Let me guess. Annie Lennox show.
I was just gonna say. So anyway, the story was Omegas. They were always like a wild band live. Like Spoiler was in the band, who was, you know, now plays with Stigmatism and Impotente, but he played in like Justice. But he was like the normal guy, and he's like, like I love him, but he's weird as fuck, you know. And but they were always like wild men in this band, and so they played the show. It was like at one of Greg's festivals in Toronto. And so these Montreal guys are at the thing, and they're at the show, and they're playing, and it's like kind of like a nice bar, and they have this like, there's the bar sends a security guy up on stage, and like Omegas are like amping the crowd up by being like, yo man, like these fests used to be so cool, but now they got fucking security and all this bullshit. You're not allowed to stage dive, and like the crowd was like, fuck you. So they were like going, like the crowd went even crazier on their next song, like stage diving like crazy, and like Omegas are like talking shit about to Greg, like, oh yeah, Greg used to be down, but now he's like, you know, blah blah blah. So the kids are going off, and then they're like, and the security guy who's on stage is like trying to stop people from stage diving, and like the singer's like stops the song in the middle of like, while the guy was trying to stop someone on stage, and it's like who the fuck do you think you are, you know, like what are you doing? He's like, dude, I'm just doing my job. Like, this is all you know, like I'm told to, like, this isn't allowed. This is what I'm told to do. they go on to the next song. People were like booing this guy, spitting on the security guard, like going so fucking hard. So then they stop the song again because he stops another kid from slamming, and the singer goes up and he's like, man, like, fuck you. He's like talking shit to him, and he says, he's like, what do you have to say for yourself? He's like, man, I keep saying this all night. This is the security guard saying it into the mic now. He's like, I'm just doing my job. And everyone's booing him. And he's like, I'm just doing my job. And then he turns to the crowd, he grabs the mic, even closes. He's like, and my job sucks. And he takes off the security thing, and he had like an Omega shirt on.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was like a whole bait and switch, like fucking, and the crowd just went fucking insane, and it was like so good. But anyway, I love that story. I wish I was at that show, but I sadly wasn't. But anyway, Omega
Great.
Sonic Order, fucking
Great
great.
band.
Do you feel like
I saw them when their lead singer had like one of those like pepper mills that's like
Yeah, I mean,
4 feet long, and he was twisting it in people's faces in the front of the crowd, like twisting pepper on them.
that was when at the Calgary show.
Yes, it was.
Came out,
That was-
he was hanging out backstage. He came out with the kitchen's giant pepper shaker and was fucking peppering up the kids. I also remember like there was another time I saw him. Came out with like a bunch of skis and had like a big furry hat on. I was like, this guy's so sweet. One thing that was really great about them too is like I've seen them about 3 or 4 different times. They'd always have this really sick intro. And when it would just kind of get to the part where it was just like, God, it's gonna kick in, something would fuck up. Like the amp would get unplugged or the fucking kick drum would fall off or some shit like that. And they just did not care. They were like a very punk, like hardcore band, but it was like they were sweet. And I love that I still see Spoiler around, and like, and Montreal is just has like just such a great crop of bands going right now. And I feel like if Omegas were around, I think people would probably go off again, like if they start doing shows again. But that single to me is them at their like. I love the production. I love that record so much.
does that have like Street Meat on there?
Yeah, it's like Street
Yeah,
Meat.
that's
It's
sick,
like all 4 songs, and the song Sonic Order is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Ravages of Age is so good, and the song Sonic Order has this really great little just like guitar thing. You think it's all pretty, and then just kicks in. And you're like, oh, it's so fucking. It's literally all 4 songs are perfect. It's a great fucking single, and kind of like how
Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I was saying, I wonder if that dude took notes from like Mike McCarthy, if he ever saw like For the Worst play, because all those antics are like such wrestling shit.
Oh, for sure.
They're like a more like palatable, like a slightly even, which is crazy to say, but like a safer version of For the Worst.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. However, I did hear like through the grapevine that like the singer and the brother it turned out the security guy who was on the stage was his brother, and those two they write scenes for a little porn company called Brazzers, and that's actually their job that they do now. So they are really weird fucking.
That was like, wasn't that his job?
Yeah,
Omegas too.
While
Like
the band was like out of Montreal, I think when that company was out of Montreal.
Well, there you go.
So,
they're
yeah,
not
there you go.
anymore?
So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I haven't been.
You know.
Well, I know that. Well, I know like this new app that I just got.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take it in the absolute opposite direction, and something for the same color scheme, but something for the Wimps.
Oh, nice.
Good record.
So, like,
For the Wimps in the back.
This is like if I don't know, like Brian Wilson was like never had the like proper studio upbringing before like Pet Sounds, like before he took the controls, like he had so much like industry stuff behind him. This guy's like, nah, I don't need that industry shit. I'm gonna write this fucking awesome power pop record, and then I'm just gonna sit on it and not let nobody ever hear it. But I mean, I should say, it's like in terms of power pop records, there are phenomenal songs. Like some of them get a little too wimpy, I think, at points. Yeah. But
But
when
Let's
it
Be
comes to,
Friends.
like, Let's Be Friends is sick, but then it goes like, you must have crossed my mind. You're like, okay, this is like getting really like pretty like, I don't know, not like lame, but it's like it just like eases off right at the start. And when it comes, kind of, but then when it comes in with other boys too, you're like, oh, okay, we're back. And
We're
it's
back.
fucking-
Annie Lennox is just like.
Don't say her name, man. That's like we're on like 3 times already.
Yeah.
But it's sick. Yeah, it's like one. So for people that don't know, it's like one guy from, I think he's like from New Jersey, and did all the instrumentation, recorded it all himself, and it just like, because I don't know, maybe he's like a total asshole or something, but it like went nowhere. But
they're like,
I don't know. I think it's been reissued a few times. There's one reissue that has like a lot of.
Is that like Bachelor or Reminder Records? Bachelor Records? Is that
this one's Black? This one's Black Sheep.
Black Sheep. Okay.
Yeah, but then there is another one. I can't remember who did it, but it's got a bunch of like bonus tracks on it, which are not phenomenal, but
okay.
All right. But yeah, it's a sick record for like that kind of classic Americana or American power pop stuff.
It's like, funny. I was just thinking about this the other day too. Like, that's the thing with power pop. It's like there's so many like branches where it can go to like, okay, this is just like really good punk music with pop sensibilities, or this is just like the wimpiest shit ever.
It's like a
or
minefield.
then it's like, and it's a minefield for sure. Like,
especially everything now is like labeled like,
I know, and
power,
like
classic power pop, and it's like, no, it's not.
And I kind of like, and for for like, I do hate that term because you always think that the bands that are like bands that are like set out to be power pop are usually terrible, but but then there's bands that are just like a contemporary band that I was thinking about was like that band Elvita from France, and it's like they're power poppy, but they were kind of more just like there's way more power to it, like it's more like I think it's like it's just got teeth, and so when you listen to it, you like it makes the pop sensibilities seem so much more like strong, and like a band like Big Star, who I think people credit as being like where that all comes from. I think they just nail it because
do they really like that's
I don't
not the way
I always hear
I
always hear like September Girls and stuff as being like one of the first like
I guess for like the
pop
American
songs.
side. I
Yeah,
always
that's
think of like when I think of like power pop, like not the American side, I think of The Boys, and that's like where it's like power, like actual like power.
But to me,
and they fucking rage.
But in the UK, they were just considered a punk band,
I suppose, yeah.
Like The Boys and like Buzzcocks are like on their own, like to me, for me, like whereas like I get it, like and like The Boys definitely you can tell would be like tapping into like a lot of American kind of power pop or whatever, but they're just like so perfect with like their production and everything, their attack. But anyway, that Tom's record is quite good. I like it's kind of like, to me, I would put it in with like the Nerves and that kind of stuff. Not as like, I mean, the Nerves are again like
the Nerves are more
top.
like garagey. This is like
and
Tom's are way like more like just poppy.
Yeah.
But there's I think the Toms are like, a step below like Dwight Twilley and like those kind of guys. But still like when they're hitting, they're good. What's that?
Twilley don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, are we on pick 5?
Pick 5, my last round. My last pick is the record that is responsible for me having like a mid-tier hangover.
Like right today?
Did today, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it kept telling me to get another beer and play me again. So I did. This actually kind of might tie in a little bit with like this genre tag thing. Is this street punk? Is this fucking oi? I know. To me, this sounds like just a great melodic like punk record. Spanish came out last year. I've been digging this band. Tarragona, Spain. Crim.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I know, man. Like this band like stands apart to me a little bit from like maybe like Lions Law or like
right.
Like a little bit of like depth to it. It's kind of dark,
Yeah.
It doesn't like sound like Leatherface, but it kind of does has that a little bit of that kind of grayness. It's like fucking massive production. Gordon Smith, the Gordon Smith hardcore that we were been talking about, like those massive chiming guitars.
Yeah.
The passionate fucking lyrics, you know, sang in, you know, in the language.
But
Catalan.
yeah, I was gonna say, they're I'm trying to remember where they're from.
Tarragona. Tarragona.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it's a fucking big budget thing. A gatefold. I mean, the guys don't look like skinheads. They kind of look like. I don't think this is what they wear every day, but
they look like they're the boys from Monty Python.
Yeah.
I fucking love this record, man. There's some like depth to it. It's like, you know, they've got like this sort of standard like sing-along choruses, but you know, between that, some like fucking really like interesting stuff going on. Like, and there's one song that even kind of sounds a bit like tragedy. Like the singer has this like real like, he has the best like gruff like fucking vocalist.
Is that the newest one?
It's the newest one from last year.
Yeah, so I haven't actually listened to this one yet. The one I heard was before, but we've wanted to play with these guys a couple times when we were in Spain, and it just hasn't happened.
Like, I don't know, just listening to it, I feel like they have something different going on than just like a little potatoes like street punk band. Yeah,
but man,
love this record.
How
cool.
fucking insane is like street punk and oi now, compared to like when we first like. I mean, like I just think about being in the 90s and just like it was so big, but it was so terrible. Like there was so many like I was just like, what? Like if the bands that are going on now that are very creative and just like doing something cool with the genre, like if they were back then, I don't know. Like
I mean, this to me, it
saved me from years of buying bad records.
Like street punk doesn't really sum up this band. It's more like a fucking great melodic, fucking anthemic, passionate. This record is full of passion. Also, the lyrics are really great. It's like
it kind of reminded me of Syndrome 81.
A little bit, yeah. There's
like
some
that was kind of like, but I prefer, like, to me, Syndrome 81 is like they just nail it. Yeah. But I feel Crim is in that wheelhouse, you know, where it's like it's not actually a straight up oi thing. It's just that they have like, I guess like if No Hope for the Kids had come out now, would people call that oi? I don't know.
Yeah, man, I love this record, and kind of reminds me, there's another band called La Inquisition, who are also Spanish. They were also doing kind of similar kind of thing. I don't know, man. I think this band's fucking amazing. Came out on B-Core, and Pirates Press had a hand in it as well. But
that's probably why they always do the bells and whistles with like the
and they have a lot of kind of like high production value looking promo videos and stuff. But
I'll have
really
to
good
check
10 inches.
Their 10-inch selection is incredible. Exquisite.
I mean, come on, this. Yeah, it is ridiculous, but it's ridiculous in a fucking great way. And you know, it's about like the whole record is about about like a warning against like a techno-feudal dystopia. It's like the medieval future. Great lyrics. That this is not a dumb band. This is like fucking smart thinking band. I love this record.
That's usually when I'm like, next. I'm like, bring on the dumb boys.
Crim, future medieval 2025. I love it. I think it's fucking great.
I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a cool pick.
Right.
Okay, so for my final pick here, I don't know if you guys know this one, Bomb Heaven. Is anybody familiar with this?
Yeah.
I used to see that all the time. I don't I've never actually listened to Bomb Heaven.
This 7-inch is fucking awesome. And like for me, this is a special one just because this is like a good memories record for me, like being, I think when I was like 20, 21, I was living in Olympia and spending a lot of time in Portland. And even as a teenager, I spent a lot of time in Portland, and just like those bands from my like teenage years and into my early 20s, that like, I don't want to be like an old asshole and be like, oh, Portland's changed. It's not cool anymore, because Portland's always going to be cool. And there's always a ton of amazing things going on there. But there was a time before the world learned about Portlandia and like Portland became a brand that every you know, coffee and craft beer and whatever, like all became associated. When it was just like this crazy punk city that was unlike any other place that I had ever been to. And I just remember being a kid and walking around and seeing punks like I had never seen any place before. And so Bomb Heaven for me is like very much like a band that I think of from that era. So it's a Portland band, guys. So some members that went on into to be in like Hellshock, like Dusty, no longer in Hellshock, but went on to that, and other folks that were attached. Maybe to, I think there's some crossovers with like Death Charge and other bands. Lots of like dudes who went on to be in a million other punk bands. I think this record has a really, I don't know, there's something really cool about the vocals, and the lead singer I know passed away. I've talked about this record a few times in Portland and tried to ask people questions about it or whatever. And and Bloodspit, somebody's commenting in the chat. Bloodspit Nights, like they were definitely a part of the same scene. They, in fact, they do backups on one of the songs. It's a very super dark. I wouldn't quite call it a D-beat record. Maybe like more towards like a Scandinavian anti-Cymex or something. I don't know, like Abscum or something. But like it's just for me like a very much a Portland band, like Portland in the late '90s, early 2000s vibe. Everybody looks cool. Everybody's in black. Totally. And the records, just so many amazing bands happening. And yeah, this one, I love the 7-inch. And it was a band that I think broke up kind of shortly after doing their thing. And to bring it back to Feral Ward, he was supposed to do an LP, I believe. And so he's got, Yannick still has the 12-inch in the can. But it'll never get released.
It'll never come out, right?
And I think the lead singer passed away. And anyway, I've always wanted to hear it, and I've always asked. That's how I get on the topic when I'm in Portland. I ask, hey, you're having to have a.
When's the new Bomb Heaven coming?
Yeah, you don't have those MP3s on your computer for that Bomb Heaven LP that never got released, because I've always wanted to hear it. But anyway, awesome 7-inch, and if you ever see one in the used bin, pick it up, because
I've always been like, it's always one of those ones where I kind of always felt like I knew what they sounded like, but never like kind of went down. But like, it's funny, like Bloodspit Nights, I loved those singles when those came out. Like you mentioned a bunch of those. Like I haven't gone back to a lot of that, like that Portland stuff, but I remember like the other day, I think I threw on the Mass Control single, and I was like, "Fuck, this is actually pretty raging." Like,
super good. Yeah, I was looking at that too.
And like Bloodspit Nights too, they had that song "Weapons of Mass Destruction." Like Weapons of Mass Destruction. I was like, this is fucking insane.
To me, the Bend and Toten are like the best of all that.
The Bend and Toten for me, I was always way more of a live thing. Like I never really translated on wax for me. Like I never got home and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta throw this 8.5-inch on, which is the fucking most annoying fucking record in my collection. But like, or like the Flexi or something like that. And I was like, but like live, I was always like, wow, this fucking show is so good. And like, just, they were just so killer. Like they were such a killer band to see from Portland. And they sum up Portland. But Bomb Heaven was definitely one that I just kind of, I gotta dig out.
Yeah, it's really a very cool 7-inch. I've got I got a second copy. So.
Oh hell yes! Okay, that's what you're talking about. Okay, so for my last pick, okay, so this is gonna be I think is very me and like living with Matt. Like we used to live together for like fucking years, and we definitely like bonded heavily over certain records, and this is one for sure. I finally scored a copy of the single, which took me forever to find, and so I'm going to show the single, and then I'll talk. And I have the LP that kind of started it all for us. But this is the single.
Oh, sick!
This band is called Iron Virgin, and this is like, let me just get it out of the sleeves.
There you go.
So, this Iron Virgin, the Rebels Rule single, B-side is called Ain't No Clown, which is a fucking banger too. But as you can see, they got the no entry chastity belt on. So these guys. So this was the single. It's one of those ones that I've been looking for forever, and took me so long. And I finally scored a copy just a few weeks ago, and it really reinvigorated how much I love this band. And so this was the LP.
Oh, look at that! That's
so
like
so
right
they did. So Rave Up Records did. They put the 2 single. I think there was 3 singles.
Okay.
And they put them on. Now, one of the things that's really amazing about this band is like, so they're Scottish. They're from Edinburgh.
Oh, okay.
And it was like 1972 they started, and 74 was when Rebels Rule came out. But up until that point, they were trying to find a gimmick. They were trying to like get into the glam thing, but they were like, they couldn't really land on anything. So some guy came up with this idea that they should dress up in American football gear. And then also have these chastity belts, which is fucking insane. But it's like, it's really heavy. Like the drums are so heavy on this, and I think it really, I think that really is what grabbed me from the first second of Rebels Rule. When you hear the song, the drums kick in; they're so heavy, and it's like it's glam music, but it's like you could tell it's very working class rock and roll kind of thing. But one of the things that's really fucking crazy about this record is somehow they covered Jet, that like Paul McCartney and Wings did. And the thing was they apparently recorded the first version of Jet. I don't know, I heard.
No, I think they released it. I think before.
Oh yeah,
Wings
I think they
or
released it
something
before
like that.
Wings did, and I think it was like they had a manager or they had some tie to Paul McCartney that wanted to see, kind of test how the song was doing. I don't know. I can't remember. It's all like part of their lore. But anyway, they released a version of Jet, and it's on this, and it's so good. It's such a fucking banger.
I mean, Jet by Wings is a banger anyway.
I agree. And so, but like, so now just imagine it less polished, because it's like it almost sounded like it's the demo. Much like the Mozart demos that we were talking about earlier, but it's like it's just like and then so obviously when they released Iron Virgin's manager got them to record Jet, and they put it out, and it was out for like a few weeks, and then Wings put out their version of Jet.
Are we saying that the Wings version of Jet is a cover of the Iron Virgin?
I think it's like the other way. I think somehow.
No, I think we'll check the writing credits. That's a McCartney song, or
it is. No, it is for sure.
Oh,
it's a Paul McCartney song. Like
I was hoping that like it got kind of rich.
No,
Paul McCartney covering.
No, these guys definitely did not get rich. These guys are still trying to pay.
I'm sure if those guys tried to talk to Paul McCartney, he would be like, "Get the fuck away from me."
and then they're like, can we make sure that Rave Up puts their fucking email and telefax number on there? That's cool. I always love when I see a record with the .com on it. But anyway, it definitely is. It's a fucking gem. It's just like a really great glam record, and Rebels Rule is so good. But like honestly, their version of Jet is incredible. Like
I love that song anyway. So
I do too. So I'm like, I definitely remember like, and we used to like have these fucking ragers at our house, and it would be like this record would be on, and we'd be like dogpiling on the fucking the hairiest couch ever. Like we just trashed our house for this fucking record. And so, like I said, it was a big score for me to finally
get the original 7-inch.
So this is like the French. It originally came out in Decca. This is Decca France, but the French one is the one that actually has the cover that I'm so used to looking at, which was
the Rave Up album is kind of probably easy to get right.
I would say, yeah. I mean, like at a time, I remember when that record kind of came out, I felt like everyone had that 12-inch. Like Or maybe I'm imagining things, but I remember like not just me and Matt and my brother, but it was like we'd go to other places and like people had like Iron Virgin stuff. Actually, I believe, and Matt, you made an Iron Virgin shirt. I remember everyone.
No,
always
Ben. Ben made that for me, and then when we played in Portland one time, we were playing at what's his name?
Blackwater.
Tony from. No, it wasn't Blackwater. It was the bar that
East End.
Yeah, and that dude from. What the hell band was he? He was in. He was like. He didn't like to talk about this. He's. I think he's.
Riffs.
Now, the dude from the dude from Grace Under Fire.
Oh,
who
right.
was in
oh yeah, right.
Quentin. What was he in? Yeah.
He was in Star.
That was his name
on Grace Under Fire.
Anyways, he was like so stoked that because this was before I think even that reissue came out. And yeah, that went a long way. I was like,
what was that the Soda Pop Boys, right?
Cool. That? Yeah, that's what it was.
Soda Pop Kids. Yeah, because it was like
I was with Colin too, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
No. Colin was in Nice Boys.
Nice Boys. I've got that album.
Yeah, it was.
Was that? I think was that dude not in Nice Boys too?
Oh, Tony Mangus. Tony Mangus was in Soda Pop Kids or Soda Pop Boys or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Tony Mangus's bar, and that definitely that shirt got some major cool points because it was before I think before it landed. Was Hector Scottish too?
I believe they were. Yeah. Scotland,
fucking the Scots.
I know, like Hector, Iron Virgin, Exploited.
Thomas Leer.
Yeah, Thomas Leer.
Annie Lennox.
Oh shit!
All right, Matt.
All right, for the last one here, this is like fairly decidedly unpunk, I guess, but not that far off of the realm that we were just on. But this is the first. What the fuck am I doing here? The first Sparks record. So. This was originally when they were called Half Nelson, so it got put back out. And I mean, when you put it against like some of the more complete Sparks records, like "Come On to My House" and some of their later stuff, or like even "Angst in My Pants," but it doesn't have the same quality. But just listening to it is insane. That like Russell Mael sang the way he did right from the start, and these guys have been doing it for like. 6 decades, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do opera. Like it's fucking insane. It's like, and this band, the more I was thinking, I'm like, Sparks is like if Roxy Music had no sex appeal, like if they're like asexual. But it's like
no, because like didn't they have like one guy who was like getting all the getting a lot of titty, and then the other
like Russell and Ron are like the brothers, and Ron was not getting the titties with his Hitler stash. He's fucking choked. But Russell Mael for being like,
he was a good looking man.
Yeah, and they were like, I remember hearing some interview, and they're like, oh yeah, we were like football players, and then we just decided to start playing in a band, and that like, how the fuck do you go from the back of the Iron Virgin cover, playing fucking American Pigskin, to singing the way these dudes do? It's like it's insane, but it's just like some of these other like. You think about like early Supergrass and you're like, oh, that guy was 16 when he sounded like that. And then you start thinking about like these people that find they have such unique voices and they find them so early on. And it's just like, it doesn't develop over time. Right. It's fucking crazy. And the song that like I keep listening to just so much on this one is Fletcher Honorama. It's just like such a weird song. And like, the band they are so unapologetically like doing their own thing, and the fact that they've been able to do it for so long and makes weird records that are at times unlistenable, but then will hit just like absolute gold. It's so sweet. I love that they exist.
I mean, they're bangers, like Sparks bangers are like incredible. Like I would say Angst in My Pants, like that album is so good, like start to finish. Yeah. And Come On to My House too also has so many fucking good ass tunes on it. But the thing that I always love about them is they're one of those perfect bands that can blend guitars with synths. Like the guitars always sound heavy. Like when you listen to like Thank God It's Christmas or something like that, it's got that like the heavy guitars that are kind of going, and then they still have the synths and the big melodies and stuff like that. And
But even like in there, even like not just like his operatic singing, but the like songwriting is like operatic. It's like it's like
weird.
It kind of makes me think of like if Devo was more into like a drama class than an art class. Which on paper that sounds like the worst shit ever, but I love Sparks.
Man, I used to
Your analysis of Sparks is really impressive here.
I see them like on Top of the Pops, and they scared the shit out of me. Like as a 10-year-old, you know, like because they didn't look like they weren't like any other group that are on Top of the Pops.
Well, I think they were way bigger in the UK than they ever were in the States.
I thought they were a British band when I was a kid. And I was actually
me too.
I think a lot of people did.
I couldn't. I was like. Years later, I was like, "Those guys are American." I thought they were. I thought they were British.
It was like bands.
I had that feeling with Flaming Groovies.
Yeah, I totally. But another one, it was like Sparks and what's that other band? The Quick.
Yeah,
they and they have that song, "Please Please Me," and I'm always like,
well, that's "Please Please Me" is, you know, well, hey, that's fucking full circle because "Please Please Me" is, I think, a Beatles song, which is also covered on this record.
I know. But
there you go.
Yeah, but I mean the I always just thought the Quick were also British, but then you find out they're all from LA and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going
It's
on?
like when you find out Tom Petty's from Florida.
Yeah, I know.
Still makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Or that Annie Lennox is from fucking
Sweden,
downtown Edmonton.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, if you think about it though, that kind of makes sense. But
yeah. She's like, hey man, this fucking kicks ass around here, man. She's like, we're really gonna make it.
I'm gonna crash your fucking Dell, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, there we have it. Another classic episode that exceeded even my high expectations. What a fucking great time! You know, I feel privileged to be fucking doing this every Saturday morning. It's fucking, I love everyone that comes on. Love everyone who watches it. Long may it rain. Don't let me burn out. I want to keep going
and get on that.
There's none of that.
Patreon.
Get that Patreon. We're talking getting that motherfucking Patreon. Getting that motherfucking greens.
By the way, everyone, I need a fucking better camera. Like,
somebody get this guy a new microphone.
Why don't you give away a fucking Chicken Bells record or something?
There you go. Well, that'll right. Stop it. We got a show next week. Of course we do. So see you next time, next week, Friday night, 10 p.m. EDT. There we have it. We're going to probably keep on chatting a little bit after the show about No Problem records that these guys are going to send me. And I want to ask Zach about the new Pura Mania record. Oh. We kind of should have talked about it a little bit, but obviously it's going to be a pick, like in the next few weeks, right? By somebody. So there you go. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right, next time we'll bring on those Don't Yell the Funky Homo Sapien boots.
Oh yeah, I have to have those on if I want to use the computer.
Until next time.
All right.
Thanks everybody.
Stay healthy and